The house stood at 112 Ocean Avenue. Quiet, normal. Just like every other home on the street. White walls, dark shutters, a place meant for families. On the night of November 13th, 1974, 6 people went to sleep inside that house. None of them woke up. Ronald DeFeo Jr. lived there with his parents and siblings in the early morning hours. He picked up a rifle and walked through the house. He shot his father while he slept. Then his mother, then his brothers and sisters, one by one. All of them were found face down in their beds. None showed signs of struggle. None tried to run. None screamed. The neighbors later said they heard nothing. No gunshots, no cries, no chaos. Ronald DeFeo Jr. walked into a police station hours later, his clothes clean, his voice calm, and said, "I think my family has been shot." Police followed him back. The scene inside shocked even experienced officers. 6 bodies perfectly aligned as if they were placed, not killed. The rifle used was loud, powerful, impossible to silence, yet the house remained quiet. When questioned, Ronald said something strange. He said voices told him to do it. He said the house spoke to him. Police blamed drugs, mental illness, anger. Ronald was convicted, sent to prison for life. The case should have ended there, but the house did not stay empty. 1 year later, a new family moved in, George Lutz, Kathy Lutz, and their 3 children. They knew about the murders, but the price was low. And the house looked perfect the first night. George felt cold, even with the heater on. Kathy smelled something rotten. With no source, the children claimed they had an imaginary friend. They said he lived in the walls every night. George woke up at the same time, 3:15 in the morning. The exact time the DeFeo murders happened. He began changing, short-tempered, angry, obsessed with the basement. He spent hours staring at the walls at a small room behind the furnace. A room that made him feel sick. Kathy began having violent nightmares, dreams of blood, dreams of voices, dreams of someone watching doors open by themselves. Footprints appeared in snow, green, slime oozed from the walls. They called a priest during a blessing. The priest felt burning on his hands. He heard a voice scream at him, telling him to leave. After that day, the priest became ill and never returned after 28 days. The Lutz family ran. They left everything behind: furniture, clothes, food. They never spent another night in that house. When the story became public, people called it fake. Others called it possession. Investigators returned. Psychics, paranormal experts. Photographs taken inside showed strange faces. One image showed glowing eyes in the darkness. Some claimed it was a child. Others claimed it was something else. Ronald DeFeo later said the story was made up, but his statements changed many times. What never changed was the pattern. Every family that lived there reported fear, anger, nightmares. Some lasted weeks, some months. None stayed long. The house was sold again and again. Owners changed windows, changed the address, tried to erase the past. But the stories continued. People inside felt watched. People inside felt unwelcome, as if the house remembered after the Lutz family left. The house stood empty again. People from the town avoided it. Kids crossed the street to stay away. Neighbors closed curtains at night, but silence did not mean peace. The next owners stayed only a few months. They reported hearing footsteps, heavy footsteps late at night. They said doors opened on their own. They said the basement felt wrong. One owner said he felt sudden rage, anger that was not his. He would shout for no reason, break things, then feel confused. He sold the house quietly. Years passed. The house changed owners. Again, no family stayed long. Each reported something different, but the feeling was the same. Being watched, being pushed, being slowly changed. One woman said she felt like the house wanted her to stay. Even when she tried to leave, she said she dreamed of the same room, a dark basement, a hidden space, the same space George Lutz feared. Investigators returned to the murders. They noticed something disturbing. Every DeFeo family member was found in the same position, face down, arms at sides, experts said. People usually react when shot. They scream, they move, but not here. It was as if they were already unconscious or already controlled. Toxicology reports were missing. No clear answer was ever given. A former construction worker came forward. He said during renovation he found a hidden crawl space behind the basement wall. Inside it, scratches, marks, and symbols carved deep into the wood. He said the space smelled old, rotten, wrong. Days later, that wall was sealed again. No official record was made. Ronald DeFeo Jr. spoke again from prison this time. He sounded afraid. He said the voices never stopped. Even after prison, he said they spoke louder at night, telling him, "You did what we asked." He said the house was never empty. Even now then, he said something that shocked investigators. He said, "I wasn't the first one." Old records were checked before the DeFeos. Another family lived there. Their records showed sudden illness, violence, disappearance. Before that, the land was used for isolation. People sent there were never welcomed back. The house was built on a place where unwanted people were removed, forgotten. The pattern was clear. The house did not create violence. It attracted, it fed on it, repeated it today. The house still stands. New owners live there now. They deny everything but neighbors say. Lights turn on at night at exactly 3:15. Sometimes they see silhouettes standing at the windows, not moving, not waving, just watching. The address was changed, but the house never was. Because some places do not forget, and some houses are never done.